The Honda Grand Prix of Brazil got underway with the MX2 riders, and up the inside it was the KTMs of Jeffrey Hurlings and Ken Roczen. There was a big crash going up the start straight that almost took out Tommy Searle. Instead, it was Ivo Monticelli, the Honda rider from Italy. With the KTMs heading the way up front, it was left to the likes of Tommy Searle to fight his way from a poor start to try and salvage some points. The injured Zach Osborne came under pressure from Gauthier Paulin as well. That was for third position. So Osborne dropped back into fourth place, and then Tommy Searle found a way through on Arnold Tonas before he found a way back up to the rear end of the Yamaha of Zach Osborne. Eventually Tommy Searle would come home in fourth position. But Ken Roczen, though, was in a world of his own and was riding silky smooth just as he had been the previous week in the USA. This was when Tommy Searle found a way past Zach Osborne. That was to move him into fourth place, but it was a win for Roczen. MX1, race 1, and the two Monster Energy Yamahas of Stephen Frossard and David Philipparts, they were at the inside, but it was Tony Cairoli in second position behind the fast starting Carlos Campano. With Cairoli up front, the two Yamahas then battled. Frossard making a move on his teammate David Philipparts to go into second position, and then eventually Frossard started to close down on Tony Cairoli. Clement de Sal, on the other hand, the championship leader, he made a poor start and was making inroads into the leading trio, who started to bunch up during the course of the race. Frossard was leading, with Cairoli closing. Eventually, Cairoli retook the lead, pushing Frossard back to second, and Philipparts was there, lurking in third position, just behind them, de Sal. Eventually, he passed the two Yamahas, got into second, made a big mistake here, as he was within striking distance of Cairoli. But Cairoli, he was unaware of what was going on behind him, and the final few laps for him were a breeze. He won the first race. Final MX2 race, and once again the KTMs got off to a flying start up the inside. Tommy Searle had to go around the outside on his Kawasaki, but it was Roczen and Hurlings, just like it was in Moto number 1. Arnold Tonas, well, he found a way up into 7th position when he passed the local Brazilian Hector Di Ferreira, but Roczen, well, he was making one or two mistakes. Paulin had found his way into third place, and then before we knew it, Roczen disappeared off the leaderboard. His teammate overtook the lead after Roczen crashed, and then another mistake later in the race meant that Jeffrey Hurlings would win by a comfortable 6 or 7 seconds by the end of the race. Tommy Searle once again had to fight through traffic. He eventually found his way back into fourth behind Gauthier Paulin. And it would be the first time that Tommy Searle would not finish overall on the podium. But the checkered flag went out to Jeffrey Hurlings. He won the race. He won the Grand Prix. MX1, race 2, and once again the Yamahas at the inside. But a big crash involving Evgeny Bobryshev and the Brazilian Jorge Balbi left both riders wondering where they were. Bobryshev eventually rejoined the race. Up front, though, the battle was for the lead. Cairoli being overtaken by Clement de Sal. David Philipparts then found a way into second position, pushing the Italian back to third place. Then de Sal made a mistake in one of the tight corners, and that allowed David Philipparts through into the lead. Clement de Sal remounted in 5th position, and he challenged Stephen Frossard, eventually going past the Frenchman, former championship leader, and that was for 4th. Steve Ramon eventually finished 3rd in the race, but was relatively unnoticed on that Rockstar Energy Suzuki. He was out there all by himself. But the battle continued up front between Cairoli and Philipparts, but it was Philipparts who won the race and the Grand Prix.